Hey guys, Mr. Preacherman 75 coming at you. I'm doing just wanted to do a really quick update on the contest I'm running. Let you guys know how it's going and give a shout out real quick, and then I'll get into the content of my video. The contest has been up for almost 3 weeks now. I was at 21 subscribers and a little over 13,000 page views when I started it, and my stated goal was to get to 100 subscribers by the time I hit my 1 year anniversary, which is June the 29th. For about 2 weeks, there wasn't a whole lot of activity on the contest, and just about a week ago, Fu Master Chew 12 posted his video in support of my channel, and things kind of blew up after that. So I've gone from the 21 subscribers that I had to 50 subscribers at this point, and that's just been in the last probably 5 days. That's all happened. Have received a number of video responses, and by far the vast majority of folks that have responded as referred by Fu Master Chew. So I want to give a shout out to him and thank him for that. And you know, that's how I envisioned this contest working, was just by the subscribers I had referring people over. So hopefully in the next few days, a couple more of my original subscribers that have a bunch of subscribers of their own will participate and shoot some folks over here. And even though it's a long shot goal to make it to 100, with the with just a week left, I really believe that it's still possible. And if not, this has still been really worthwhile doing. So thank everybody for their participation so far. And if you see this and you haven't subbed to my channel and haven't entered the contest, head over to my channel page and do that. So anyway, but big thanks to Fu Master Chew 12 for his help in getting things kicked off for me. The topic of this video, though, is going to be just a brief talk about the guns that I've owned, and mainly the guns that I've owned over the last 2 years. Or 3 years. I started getting kind of into shooting about 2009, and the first gun that I bought, and there it is was the infamous or famous, however you look at it, Hi-Point C9. I've done other videos about this, and so I'm not going to go with that into depth, but I just had not ever really gotten into pistol shooting at all. Grew up hunting and doing things like that, and so I've got a shotgun and a .22 rifle that are mine, but had never owned a pistol, and started reading about it and thinking about it, and thought I might get into defensive classes and carry and things like that. And so wanted just to see if I would enjoy shooting and didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I bought a Hi-Point C9 at my local gun store. They were having a grand opening sale. I bought my first Hi-Point for $119 with tax and a box of ammo. Got out the door for around $150, and that was my first entry into handguns, my first pistol. I kept it for about a year, shot it enough to know that I was going to shoot and that I wanted to do some other things, mainly thinking about getting my concealed carry license. Didn't think the Hi-Point would really fit that bill, and so I ended up taking it back to the store I bought it from and trading it. And I traded it on the Ruger SR9C. I did a lot of reading and research about what would be a good carry gun, what's going to be reliable, what was going to fit in my budget. And budget has a lot to do with what I'm talking about today, as a matter of fact. My wife and I both work. We have a child. We own a house. We have car payments, like most everybody else. And I don't have a lot of income that I can expend on things like guns. And so if I was going to buy one, I needed to make sure that it was going to be affordable, but it was going to be reliable and something that I was going to be willing to carry every day. And there's just a lot of factors that go into it. If you're watching this video, you probably have thought about them all yourself. But to me, the Ruger SR9C was the choice that I went with. and I really love my SR9C. I'm carrying it today, as a matter of fact. So I traded my High Point, took it back to the dealer where I bought it. Told him I wanted to trade it, and he said, "Well, how much do you want for it?" And I said, "Well, what do you normally give on trade?" I said, "I assume you take these pretty regular." And he said, "Normally we would give you about $75 on trade, but since you bought it from us, I'll give you $100." So I bought it for $119. I got $100 back in trade credit towards my Ruger SR9C, and I took the Ruger SR9C home. And like I said, I've still got it, and I carry it most every day. I've got it on today. The next gun I bought looks like a Glock, doesn't it? It's not a Glock. That is the ISSC Austrian Sporting Arms M22. It's a 22 pistol. It's designed to look like a Glock. It takes down like a Glock. The trigger is pretty much like a Glock. Differences being it's a single stacked 22 rimfire, and it has a hammer. It's not striker fired, and it's single action. So you have to cock the hammer in order to shoot. It does have an external decocker safety on the back, which is different from the Glock as well. But I wanted a 22 that I could shoot. Obviously it's cheaper. Thought I'd like to get my wife into shooting, and she could start with the 22. So I bought the ISSC M22. I kept it for about 8 months. Shot it quite a bit. But when it came time to talking about getting another carry gun, my wife and I both took our carry classes and have our licenses to carry concealed. I needed to get a gun that she could carry, and I didn't have the cash to go out and buy another one outright, or I just didn't want to spend the cash on it. So I sold the 22. I actually went to a gun show, walked in the door, and had that sold within 5 minutes of getting inside. And at the same gun show, I bought Kel-Tec PF9. I had done quite a bit of reading and research on the Kel-Tec PF9. It was really small, really light. I thought it would be a good carry gun for my wife, and so I picked one up, shot it, didn't like it. It functioned fine. There wasn't anything wrong with the function of the one that I got. I've heard that other people have not had the same luck that I did. I didn't have any problems with the way that it functioned, but I didn't like the way it shot. The recoil was really heavy and slapped your hand around. It wasn't fun to shoot, and I didn't figure I was going to practice with it that much. My wife said that she didn't want to carry it, and so it was going to end up sitting in the closet because I'm still carrying the Ruger. I like it better. So I sold the PF9. Took the money from the PF9 and bought another Kel-Tec. This is the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. I bought the Beretta 92 version in 9mm. It's a 16-inch barreled carbine pistol caliber rifle, which is a lot of fun to shoot. Very ugly. The coolest feature about this ugly gun is the fact that it folds in half. The barrel folds over the stock, which is a unique design. Makes it very compact and easy to carry around with you. You can put it in a backpack. I actually carried it around in a computer bag, which was padded and gave it lots of protection. It's a very, like I said, very fun gun to shoot. I think could be practical in home defense and things like that. A couple of issues I had with it. It didn't function very well for me. The one that I had problems with the extractor. Had failure to eject spent cartridges. That could have been because of the ammo I was using. I was shooting 115 grain ball ammo, and I've read some places that says it needs to be broken in with 124 grain or 147 grain bullets. I didn't see that in the owner's manual, but I've seen that on some forums and different places. Maybe maybe that was the deal. It just needed the spring needed to be broken in a little bit better. But at any rate, I did have some failure to eject problems, and seemed to be fairly common as I started reading around on the internet with people having the same types of issues with it. Another problem that I had with it was the fact that it doesn't have any kind of accessory rail on it. Now, if you start watching videos out there on YouTube, you will see that there are plenty of people that have tricked their guns out, but as it comes from the factory in the box, there's no rail on it, and this kind of gun seems like it should be the kind that would have rails all over it. They do sell a small 2-slot rail that you can buy from Kel-Tec and install, and I did that on mine, but that's like an extra $15 that you have to spend in time installing it yourself, and I think for what it is, they should put some sort of a rail system on there for you. But anyway, it was a fun gun. But I got fed up with the jamming problems with it, had too much money tied up in it, and so, you guessed it, I sold it. Took the money from the Kel-Tec and bought the Citadel 1911 officer's model, compact size, 3.5-inch barrel, 45 ACP. This was my first 1911 pistol. It was my first .45 pistol. I really liked it. It's a good looking gun. I know it's not a Kimber, it's not a Wilson, it's not a whatever, but these are good little guns. And the more I read about the 1911s that were made in the Philippines. Citadel is owned by Armscor, so it's the same people that make the Rock Island Armory 1911s. The more I figured that this would be a good way to jump into the 1911s. So I had that. I thought I might carry it, and it was too heavy. And I think really I'm spoiled by the SR9C because it's such an easy carry for me. It just fits on my belt so nicely, fits my body type, I guess, but I can carry it without really even noticing it's there. And that just wasn't the case for the Citadel. It was heavier, and so I didn't carry it. I wasn't shooting it a lot. 45 was more expensive than 9mm, so I put it up on Arms List and found somebody that wanted to trade and offered me Springfield XD9 subcompact. And so this is my newest acquisition. I haven't done a review on this yet. I will. But the Springfield XD9 subcompact in 9mm holds 13 rounds in a double stacked magazine. It's a little bit shorter front to back than my Ruger SR9C. They're about the same height from the bottom of the magazine to the top of the sights. Springfield's a little bit wider and a little bit heavier than the Ruger, so they compare favorably. Though I've carried this some. I keep a laser on it. It came with a laser on the rail, so I've kept that on there, and it also has Tritium night sights, Trijicon night sights. I'm sorry, which is really nice to have. So if I'm going out in the evening, I'll usually carry that with me. So anyway, that's just a kind of list of the guns I've kept. This video is probably going to be too long. I'm going to have to edit it. I don't know. But hopefully you found it interesting. Keep the subscriptions coming, keep the entries to the contest coming, and we'll talk again real soon.